It is time for a Thursday under the Cowl of MS random talk podcast about anything I feel like talking about. And I am putting certain segments in there just to start adding some things that'll be repetitive or ongoing at least. But yeah, I got sweat all over. I just went to my LCS, which is about a half hour away. Because I wanted some bags and boards so I could get back to online sales and can bag some stuff up and make it look nice. But I ever since I bought the last 2 packs they haven't got any new ones in. They got golden age packs, which I don't need. I got one of those. One of those will last me forever. And they had magazine packs, which I do need more of those. But I wanted 200 bags and boards for comics, for current comics. No luck, and I had no idea where my old bags and boards are because they're in unmarked boxes. So until I find them, I ain't gonna have no fresh bags and boards for any sales or anything. So people are just gonna have to live with what they get. Uh, but then I was coming home. I stopped, picked up 2 of the Wednesday Addams dinners, lunches, whatever you want to call them, meals at Wendy's, and I wasn't thinking. I'm like, 2 of those with water, and she's like, "Well, don't you want the Frosties?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. They come with some funky frosty Sunday thing." So I'm like, "Yeah, skip the waters, just do that." And I thought these damn things came with a burger because they're 10 something a bag for a bag full of shit, and all you get is chicken nuggets and French fries, and then your frosty, and then the toy or bonus is a plastic spoon with a skull and a crow on it. It's purplish. It says Wednesday, Netflix. But yeah, I don't know if they have different ones or not, but the ones they gave us are both the same. So I wasn't happy about that. It's like $22 for a shitty little meal. The nuggets will have to wait. Nuggets and fries are going to have to wait till the wife gets home. Then I'll have to reheat them in the air fryer. It's just, yeah, that was a waste of money. Wish I wouldn't have done that. Wish I would have went to Tucker's and got Tucker's toppers instead. But stupidly I did that, thinking that they had special toys or items with it. I don't know why you'd give out a plastic spoon. These things are longer than other plastic ones, and they're very flimsy, so they're gonna snap after a few uses, as they have a tendency to do if someone's digging into their food and stuff. But then I was coming home, and I didn't even make it out of town, and I'm hearing this metal drag every time I hit a little bump or something like that. I'm like, ah, shit. My exhaust must have dropped. So instead of getting out of the car, which would have been smart, and looking, I'm like, yeah, it's the exhaust. If it falls completely off, I'll just kick it off to the side, let it cool down, deal with it later. Just hope I could make it home my half-hour drive. I did it, and you was scraping every now and then, anytime you hit a bump or anything like that. And get home, unload the truck, unload the car that I had loaded a few days ago. And I'm like, screw it. I'm going to take the truck to my mechanic, which is a few blocks away, and then I'll just walk home, drop it off there. Well, I looked underneath. I'm like, oh shit, that doesn't look like exhaust at all. I'm like, that's not good. I just filled the gas tank before I went to my LCS, and here the gas tank bracket snapped. So I, the dumbass, am driving home with sparks underneath my car from the metal strap that's broke, and my gas tank's hanging down there. Luckily, it didn't leak, didn't break a hole in it or anything. Otherwise, I would have had a very interesting Ghost Rider style ride home. That would have sucked. But dropped it off at the mechanic. He ordered 2 new straps, and we'll see what happens with that. Uh, but yeah, it's I can't win. We've put over $4,000 into that truck in the past year. If I sold the truck, I'd be lucky to get 600 to 800 for it because the transmission mission slips. Yeah, see how hot my coffee is. Ooh, it's hot. I guess I better not drink that yet. Ice water tastes way better, anyways. After you just got done walking 3 blocks, it was beautiful when I left, and there was a kind of like a coolness in the air, a little bit of a breeze. By the time I got home, it was very hot and muggy. And we got the wildfire smoke from Canada that's starting to roll in again. It was over in the Dakotas and Montana area yesterday, and I think it's rolling in this afternoon, and that's why we're getting hotter here. We're not getting the air we were getting. But yeah, that was my exciting morning, and I'm still without bags and boards. The only reason I went all the way up there. And the last time I went up there is when the other issue happened with the truck that we had to drop it off. And it's like that was all oxygen sensors and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm tired. Long morning, long afternoon, a lot of running around. Wanted to go see Ma in the home. Didn't make it there because of the stupid thing breaking loose. So that sucks. But hopefully I'll get to go see her next week or the week. Oh, probably not till the week after. Because the truck, I'm sure, won't be fixed until middle of next week. Let's look at a couple quick Ripley's Believe It or Not things. See if we got anything interesting here. Nah. There was a lawsuit that was fought over a single hair. Dominique Poisin, a Gap, France, of Gap, France, gave one of his hairs as a binder in a real estate deal. And when the seller reneged, spent 23 years of litigation to recover the hair from 1860 to 1883. Okay, you guys are weird. If a bank borrows money at 4% and lends it out at 6%, what is the percentage of its profit? I want it to be 2%. I suppose I gotta look that answer up now too. I have to because they said it, so now I want to know it. I think their profit would be 2%. But I know I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. And this is page 37. 50%. Yeah, that basically the 2% is 50% of 4%. Yeah. I suppose I should have went that route. Yeah. I'm not seeing nothing that's jumping out at me. Oh, there is the medicine bird of Borneo, the Aethapaga temaniki. Its plumage is so beautiful that tribal doctors believe a mere glimpse of the bird can cure a sick child. Okay. Talk about your, uh, what you call it, subliminal. Fake medicine. Uh, okay, I'm stupid today. My brain's done. It's overactive. Circular chessboard. Cottonian Library of the British Museum, London. Well, that doesn't. What's that say? Someone made a. Flies of Kirkland Island in the Indian Ocean have no wings. Okay, that's interesting. And only members of the royal family in 14th century England were permitted to drape a bath towel over their shoulders. Commoners had to carry the towel over their arm. Another dumb one. All right. That's not getting me anything interesting today, so we're going to drop that. TV wise, Discovery Plus we just got rid of. Before we got rid of it, I checked out the Red Bull soapbox races. If you like a fun sport, Red Bull has a ton of great, fun, and interesting sports that they do. But the Red Bull soapbox races are pretty fun. They got single races with a little wiggly course with hay bales all over, and you make your goofy soapboxes and have to make it down it without them completely falling apart over the little jumps and stuff like that. And then they had a competition style, one on one, two people racing against each other with their soapboxes. But yeah, if you want something fun to check out, check that out. That was a blast. King of the Hill's back. Did you hear that? Bobby's older. His girlfriend's got boobies now. Yeah, we're gonna check that out. That's on Hulu. Probably, I'm just waiting for it to build up a good variety of episodes before I veg on it. Because we still got Bob's Burgers every week. Has been coming out with new ones and stuff. So figure I'll give King of the Hill probably next week. We'll probably start checking it out. See how it is. The wife liked that show back in the day, so did I. On Amazon, check if you want to see some X-Men stuff. A good documentary. Check out Chris Claremont's X-Men. Uh, Basically focuses on 1974 to 91 or 93. Basically, when he worked on the X-Men, then jumped into the Uncanny X-Men and all that. And I learned a few things from it. It was interesting. Some good people on there talking about that era and people back in those days. And on Amazon, the wife started, and we only watched the first one or two episodes so far again, but Black Books. It's a British bookstore comedy, very funny. Uh, the guy that runs the shop doesn't care whether or not he gets a sale or not. He likes throwing people out of his store just so he can go get a bottle of wine or something, or go do something, or gets an idea in his head and just throws everybody out, or someone comes up to buy something and he talks them out of buying it because he doesn't want to sell it. And he brings in, uh, I wish I could remember both of their names, but he was on, I think, The Detectorist and stuff like that. Was he in Shaun of the Dead? I don't know. He's been on a variety of British related shows. Hopefully my fan's not too loud. It's on the other side of my laptop, so it might not be, you might not hear it blowing. But yeah, if you want to see a fun British comedy about a bookstore with a bookstore owner that doesn't care about other people and whether or not he sells stuff, likes his wine, likes just doing his thing. Goofy gal keeps coming into the place that's a friend of theirs. This goofy character that had a life event happen and ends up wandering around and ends up getting a job at the bookstore. It's it's an interesting little play of those three characters. I've watched the whole thing probably half a dozen times, if not more. But it's definitely worth checking out if you want a fun British comedy. Uh, but yeah, it's been humid as hell. I got 2 loads from the storage shed yesterday, so I was happy because I'm almost up to the halfway mark of having that thing done. Starting to put it in the garage. I did some rearranging in the garage, so I got some room to pile stuff. Put the totes out there; those won't get wrecked. I don't want to put any of the boxes out there because it's so damn. The moisture and dampness is just going to ruin it. It never fails if I put stuff out in a garage or a storage shed. I always have moisture damage. But the totes can sit out there and I'll just bring them in one at a time over the next 5 years or so and go through them because we already filled half of our sunroom is full of boxes of shit that we're going to sell some way or somehow, or whether we do. I don't really want to do rummage sales. I am starting back on eBay next week. That's why I wanted to bag some boards because I got a pretty good sized stack of more expensive comics. I want to get them all freshly bagged and board for the sale. But other than that, I'll try and start going through some of that stuff to sell on eBay. But it's just not. It's a mess. It's the other half is packed full of boxes that are full of shit that we have to go through. So now I have no place to put anything. Trying to separate my comics by keep and stuff that's going on online sales, and they're all starting to clash together now. I had a good system going, but I ran out of space. Ah, can't stop yawning. Why am I doing this? Looking through the Marvel catalog. They got Undead Pool. Think I'm gonna check that out. Looks like a fun story. The merc with the mutated mouth hungers. Yeah. X years later, and the virus ravaging the Revelation territories has finally made Wade Wilson into what he always wanted to be, a mutant. But not like this. Not like this. Or not like this. Deadpool's healing factor is on overdrive, his mind a passenger in a body that hungers and cannot be satiated unless he devours the life force of mutants. His next targets are the new blood known as Fearless, Magni, Kid Man Thing, and Fantastica. It's Deadpool like you've never seen him. It's like, I want to see the Kid Man Thing character. I don't know if or where he appeared prior. I'd like to find out. But we'll see when we get the first issue. We got this is Long Shots, and it's got Moto on the cover there. Moto's been a character that I've been getting more interested in the last year. and he's obviously because he's been popping up places. But I've been going through my old books and finding some good Mojo stories. But buy this comic, or all your favorite heroes will die. X years later, and Mojo's got a new game for Wonder Man, Hellcat, Bishop, Rhino, and Craven to play. And when I seen Rhino, I'm like, oh, two characters that I'm focusing on things right now, Mojo and Rhino. So that worked out perfect. There are no rules. One survivor wins, the others die. Mojo promises you can vote for the winner with your dollars, but you probably can't. Mojo cannot promise that any of this is true or that you can even vote, as all decisions will be made by Mojo and Mojo alone in his Mojo Dojo, its fame or fatality, in the wildest X book of the year. And it says wildest X book of the year. It doesn't say one shot. So I'm guessing it's going to go on, especially if you got all those characters. I'm sure they're going to be part of the game for a while, but I wish they'd say whether it's going to be a one shot, 4 issue, 5 issue, what it's going to be. But I am definitely going to at least check out the first issue and maybe more and see what happens. We have our first DC crossover. I think this is the first one that's out so far. And it's Deadpool Batman. I plan on checking that out by Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo. We got the other one. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to check all these out. So I just seen something that I'm definitely going to have to get. But you got Deadpool and Batman by Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo. You got Daredevil and Green Arrow by Kevin Smith and Adam Kubert. Captain America and Wonder Woman are being done by Chip Zdarsky and Terry Dodson. And then Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto by Kelly Thompson and Guerrero. And Rocket Raccoon and Green Lantern by Al Ewing and Dyke Ron. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get all these because even Captain America and Wonder Woman would be my least favorite of the five. So I'm just not into those characters anymore. But Chip Zdarsky's doing it, Terry Dodson, so it's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, that should be some fun books. Interesting. Let's see, what's another thing that I was looking at getting? Rivals, Marvel Rivals, King in Black. Of course, Venomized Jeff the Land Shark. I always like that. But this is Clintar Kills. When a galactic vacation goes awry, our beloved heroes, Jeff, Rocket Raccoon, Thing, and Squirrel Girl, find themselves on the symbiotic shores of Kilntar, home of the symbiotes. As allies are transformed, their darker halves join the side of the symbiote bonded Hela and her growing symbiotic army. Only two heroes are capable of defeating this growing menace, Blade and Phoenix. But with their forces scattered, can the Daywalker and the Mutant Psychic pull their friends out of this Clintarian nightmare? Presenting Marvel Rivals Infinity Comic number 13 to 18 for the first time in print. Yeah, I didn't realize there's Squirrel Girl with a venomized tail with a mouth on it. Yeah, definitely got to get that. Let's see, I got 2 more pages in here. Uh, the Punisher is back. The real Punisher, the good Punisher. But they also have Marvel Knights Punisher number 1 of 4 coming out. Now, yes, they had a separate run bringing the Punisher back, just the Punisher run. And this is a different one. One of the other pillars of Marvel Knights enters the fray with the Punisher. How did Frank get from the killer of killers to the man you met in the world to come? Marvel Knights co-founder Jimmy Palmiotti and artist extraordinaire Dan Panosian treat you to one of the most savage comics ever. Yeah, I like that team up, but I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to check the other run out first, but I didn't get it set up the way I wanted to. Then they got this Marvel Black, White, and Blood and Guts 4-issue run coming out. And on this one, face front horror fans. It's October. You know what that means? It's the season for ghouls, goblins, and other horrifying haunts. And unfortunately for your favorite heroes and villains, but frightfully fortunate for you readers out there in mighty Marveldom, the Marvel U is far from immune to the effects of this time of year. First, the terrifying, talented, creative team of Al Ewing and Kev Walker brings you a blood-curdling story starring Blade. Then we're not done with Blade yet, as industry powerhouse G. Willow Wilson and your new favorite artist Damelia Pramanik have their own daring vision of the Daywalker. But wait, because you simply cannot afford to miss the final scintillating story in this issue, starring Iron Man from breakout star Chris Condon. What? You thought we were going to let the horror characters of the Marvel U have all the fun? Well, you were wrong. Well, it sounds like they're having fun. My lips and tongue and teeth are all sticking together from the dry mouth. Need a refill already almost. But yeah, a variety of covers. That's a cover there I'm not really fond of. They got a good variety of them. I think that was it. Looks like it. Well, that's basically what I'm interested in the Marvel catalog this for October. Didn't find nothing in DC, didn't find nothing in IDW. Those catalogs they already ripped apart. Uh, yeah. I do have more in my order list than I've had in a while. I was finally getting everything down to a good $100, $80 to $100 every week. My order right now is sitting around 200, and I need to somehow find a way to break it down. See how my coffee is. See if that's cooled down yet. Oh, it's at the perfect temperature. Oh, uh, yeah. I don't have my list in front of me, otherwise I'd run down it and see what was up. But just got too much coming out that I'm finding, so I will have to downsize it somehow. I mean, it's hard because like one book, and I should just take it off my list. But they have a Blues Brother book out there. I think it's hardcover. That's half the problem. It'd be cheaper. I can get it for like 22 or 24 bucks. Don't know, retail's probably like 39 or something. But yeah, that would take about 25 bucks off my order. But I want it. I want to know what's up with Jake and Elliot, the Blues Brothers. Looks like they're doing another job for, sounds like a cop or a security guard that works for with sister, the uh, nunnery, the convent, the child home for parentless children out there everywhere. I can't think. My brain's like a vegetable today. Walking around, that humidity did it to me. Let's see here. Let me get this. Uh, I did 10 great ways to save money out of the list of 100. So I figured I'd run down the next 10, see if there's anything interesting in here. Plant trees strategically. Well, yeah, set it up so you got shade where you need them and stuff like that. I get that. Help them benefit stuff and not grow to 20, 30-foot trees and then start ripping up your foundation. Make sure you plant them far enough away from the concrete and stuff that you're not going to damage anything. Uh, they say plant evergreens to the north and west of your home to block wind in the winter, and deciduous trees to shade east and west windows, patios, and your air conditioning unit. Consider an electric lawnmower. I did. I got one. Got the works. Kind of pissed that I sold my 2 gas mowers. And then I sit there and got my works lawnmower. It works nice. No pun intended. But every time I do it, my battery dies. Before I'm done with the yard, I'll have like 3 to 5 strips left. And I gotta recharge the damn things and then finish it off the next day. I need a backup set of batteries is what I need, but they're the double sized batteries. Freaking things are probably 100 something a piece. It'd probably be cheaper just to buy a second lawnmower, take the batteries from there, and then I got a second lawnmower if I ever break mine. Because the first 2 times mowing it, I hit a freaking concrete chunk. Dumbass that I'm guessing concreted our bathroom floor. Stirred it up outside and he spilled some, and there was a blotch of it under the grass I didn't see sticking up. And then my mower was dead. I'm like, great, broke my mower. And the second time I used it. Don't pay for your mulch. Get chipdrop.com pairs homeowners and others who want wood chip mulch with local tree trimmers. I don't have to worry about mulch. I don't have shit for mulch. My electric lawnmower set up as a mulching mower. So I just go that route because apparently the first time I mowed, I got a little grass on the road, and the neighbors were like, if you don't get that off there right now and the cop drives by, they'll give you a fine. It's like, what? They're not going to let me finish mowing before I come out with my air blower and blow all the grass off the road? I mean, come on. Go ahead. Let them. All it's going to do is turn me into the town asshole, and I'll be at every freaking town meeting. I'll be arguing about the water, the grass, the cops. I got people peeling out front of my door all hours of the day when they come out of the gas station, or well, it's mainly when they come out of the car wash. It's like, ooh, I got wet tires. I'm gonna smoke them. Little jackass. I know I used to be that way back then too, when I was their age, but now I'm just an irritable old man, and we got sirens constantly going past our house all hours of the night to deal with wrecks and shit down the road, but they aren't busting the people that are smoking tires through town and leaving tire marks all over out front of my house. But I don't know. The cops will sit out where they can sit on their computer out in the middle of nowhere and do nothing. Uh, so where are we? Bundle your year-round services. Oh yeah, if you're able to, always bundle stuff. Make it cheaper. Get it on auto pay, but don't forget about it. So you have, I don't know, they have these commercials where apparently people are so stupid they don't know what's coming out of their checkbook, and they have 50 different auto payment platforms that they're paying for, TV, movie services, all that shit. It's like, really? You don't have no idea what comes out? Don't you balance your checkbooks every month? But now there's companies that'll help you with it. It's like, I hope these people all sign up, because if you're that stupid, you should sign up to those companies. Uh, leave your grass clippings, short grass clippings left on your lawn after mowing can put nutrients back into the soil, and that's why I'm mulching my grass right now. It's like, got all these people during this humid session that are cutting their lawns short every time, and then you got like 3 days of high heat and it just browns the grass. It's so stupid. It's like, let the shit grow a little bit longer. Who cares? It'll hit a phase with the heat that it's not growing any further, and it possibly shrinks a little, but it's not turning brown. Uh, install kitchen shelves, not cabinets. I agree. Cabinets are useless, and you gotta get in there, try and reach stuff way in the back. It's nicer to have the open shelves, but you also gotta deal with bugs and stuff like that, and moss and weird flying insects that'll sneak in your house and then die in your bowls and all that. You can set them up nicely. Uh, get a decent shelf system. I'm gonna be doing it. It's like all we have is lower cabinets that were here when we came. There's nothing up above, so I'm gonna try and figure out some design for the kitchen that I'll enjoy working with, and I want to get a new kitchen sink in there because that thing is useless. Uh, Buying materials at auction. It depends. You can find good deals at auctions, but we also have uh, the resale shops. I can't think of what they're called offhand, but it's where people donate time to help people build houses and all that stuff and remodel houses, fix them up. I stopped at one not long ago, but they had like 4 sets of cabinets, and every drawer I opened and stuff had a huge, that sucks, huge stain in it, which is not good. Oh, come on. Don't want to wreck my new comics. But yeah, they had huge stains in them, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna buy those. They had good prices and everything on the stuff. But I don't want someone's used cabinets that have stains everywhere. And they covered up most of the drawers and everything. So I'd have to sand all that down, and it'd be too much work. I'd be better off just buying some wood and building my own shelving units or cabinets. we'll wait on that for now. Stop hoarding your credit card points. We don't. We use them to pay off our credit cards. But apparently you can use rewards for travel and stuff if you have certain point systems. And inconvenience yourself. Most people don't want the hassle of taking the first or last flight of the day or a route that makes stops, but dealing with the aggravation often means getting a cheaper fare. Well, of course, it's cheaper to bounce all over the place, but you're also spending more time on the flight than you are on your vacation. Book travel through shopping portals and see all kinds of travel plans and all that shit. That's it for the next 10 ways to save money. Pretty much common sense stuff. Nothing new and exciting there. Let's talk comics. I haven't read it, but it is my favorite comic this week that I'm going to show. Anthony from the Prince Cull Comic Club was down at Oh Yeah Comics. And if you know, we have Jay and Silent Bob crossing over with the Archie gang. And Oh Yeah Comics had a shop comic virgin cover at their shop for it. So Anthony got it for me, which is awesome. He's helped me get a lot of things that I haven't been able to out of Illinois because he gets to swing down by our friends at Oh Yeah Comics and hang out with them. Now that I don't have to take care of Mom, I'm hoping within the next year or so, my wife and I can take a nice little trip, go down to Skokie, Illinois, check out Oh Yeah Comics one day, see what happens. But we'd have to have someone stay here and babysit our cat. But yeah, I like that. That's probably my favorite cover of the Jay and Silent Bob Archie gang crossover. But that will go right in the collection. I'm not going to read the story or anything until I get my other copies because I don't want to wreck this copy. So that will be going into the keeper box. And then I'm going to talk about these two comics for comics of the week that I wanted to talk about because these were ones that I was debating on whether or not I'm going to keep them or sell them. And along with it, some other books that I was going to possibly keep or sell. First comic is issue 61 of the new Captain Marvel with Chaos in it. It's a little Star God type character. And it's I always like the Marvel character. I can't remember who this lady is that controls Elysius, Mistress of Paradise. I've never seen her before, but she can control the creatures on this planet. And as you see here, she's got her little griffin type characters hanging with her. And then there's a big snake wrapped around Drax. Drax is on the ground, trapped in the crushing scales of the snake. And Marvel is dealing with Elysius, this gal, and she's basically prepared to send her griffin creatures to kill him, take him out, but he calms himself to a point where they come up to him and feel like he's not a threat, so they don't attack him. But when some robots attack, once him and her team up and they get Drax released and all that stuff, uh, her Griffin characters start attacking the robots that try to attack them from this other character that's got these tanks full of who knows what or who. And except for the one tank is holding our chaos character in it. And apparently the tanks kind of help the character grow, help it learn things, and it's trying to absorb certain things and build, get its power up to par and all that. But the person controlling it, doing all this stuff, releases chaos early because he needs help battling with Drax and Marvel and Odysseus. Oh, coffee's starting to hit that turnaround, or it's starting to lose its warmth. But yeah, you see Drax and Odysseus. I know I'm saying her name wrong, but I'm just gonna keep calling it Odysseus. Her and Drax focus on one thing, while they focus on the Chaos character, while Marvel is trying to get his powers back up to par, and then he's trying to end all this too. And while that's going on, some type of whirlwind thing comes and sucks Marvel through the ground, and he ends up with this octopus-like death creature that's kills anything that comes through it. And you can see on the cover as he's getting sucked through the vortex. But he's got to deal with this giant being, which his whole purpose is to kill anything and anyone that comes through there. And Marvel does some stuff to hurt it, and then puts all his power of all the suns and everything that he's collected over the years, anything that's left in his body, he puts into it and kills the thing off. And then he's stuck there, stuck in that realm with a big dead octopus creature. But our other two characters, while they're battling away and stuff, some things happen, and we get Marvel does make it back, and it was an interesting story. I really enjoyed this story, and I don't know, I like the cover. It's the Chaos character just catches the eye off the bat. I didn't even realize the vortex was happening on the cover until I reviewed it. Shows how much I pay attention. But I wasn't looking at Marvel's crotch. I was looking more at the Chaos character. And yeah, it was gonna go for sale, but putting that in the keep pile for now. And then I got a ton of X-Men comics. Now I don't know if it's true or not, but I could have swore a few months back people were talking that their X-Men's going to be making an appearance, or they're going to be doing an X-Men story, or an X-Men series or something. Hey, he's not that popular of a character that I know of. So I had this flashback that gives you the origin story of the mightiest mutant to walk the face of the earth, X-Man. So I figured, what the heck? Might as well go start off the bat with the origin story, because I'm going to hear it a million times if I start following the character anyways. Because One thing Marvel and DC likes is to tell an origin story, give you a little of a story with it, and then start the whole series over again with another origin story. That's why it just amazes me how people are so stuck on the big two and won't give other independents a shot. But I think these are well worth it. These were decent. This is an interesting story. Learn about this kid and his molecular powers are so rapid that he'll probably age to a full-fledged adult within a few days. Uh, Mr. Sinister's basically sets it up, gets it going. I love this version of Stanley. You have the Albert Einstein style Stanley character telling you about X-Man and the story and stuff and getting you all set up with the what's happening. And then you find out that basically Mr. Sinister's got a lot of humans caged up, locked up, and I don't know for sure, are these characters all made by Mr. Sinister or did he kidnap them? Because X-Man is basically made in a machine by Mr. Sinister because he comes out of a machine when we first get introduced to him. And then we see that his mind is more advanced, his body's growing at a rapid rate, his cell structures doing things, and while he's trying to learn about himself and stuff, he comes across the part of the it's not a school really, it's basically just Mr. Sinister's area that he has. He finds out there's like a schoolroom full of kids. They're learning stuff. He goes in there and you see the kids basically being kids, goofing off while the teacher's not in the room, and then the teacher comes and they're trying to protect it. Our X-Men characters just walking around the grounds, learning things, just seeing other kids, trying to understand what the whole environment is, kind of basically got lost in the building. But Mr. Sinister, as soon as the kid was missing, turns into Psycho Sinister and